the expansion to come out until winter 2016-2017. I don't know. It's a long time away.
Yeah, so winter 2016 is January or February of 2016, which is in like a week. That's not saying it's coming out in a week. It's not coming out in a week. Jesus.
Be careful what you say.
Right. I mean, we could say winter 2015-2016, but it's definitely not a year from now. That's for sure.
Coming out in 20XD6.
Exactly right. Indeed. So, yes. So that is it. So, once again, we're going to be showing off some new Shattered Timeline stuff this evening. Because why wouldn't we, right? We showed off the block last week. So, as you probably guessed, we're going to be showing off chrono-ranger this evening. But before that, of course, I have to welcome you all to the Candelabra live stream of Sentinels of the Multiverse. The goal of these streams is always to show you how to play the game, but mostly just to cover some strategies that can help you win. As we as the developers, you can always be sure to get some insight into our process, and maybe even see some stuff before anyone else, like for instance, the trailer for Shattered Timelines that is coming in winter 2016. The game does include a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best here on the stream to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why. And depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we may play more than one full game in a session. We expect sessions to last about an hour and a half. So we've got a request. Is it possible to reduce the native resolution to see if that helps the stream? I stream at 1080, and the problem is that if I reduce it to 1280 by 720, it becomes difficult to actually read the cards. And by that I mean...
we also are capturing a worse video for YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's probably going to be better this week. So, last week I streamed from home, and while it got the job done, I don't know that I'm going to be doing that again very often. I'll probably do it next week, just because it's break, and I'll be home, and I don't know if I'm going to come all the way down to the office. But it ended up not being great. I think some of the stuttering you guys were seeing last week was because my laptop was chugging along trying to both capture and stream at the same time. My laptop is like 3 years old at this point, so yes, I will be riding the crazy train this evening. Thank you, Samwise. So Sentinels, of course, is available for iPad, Android tablets, as well as PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and you can get the game as well as see everything that is on sale at sentinelsdigital.com. That's right. We are participating in the Steam Winter Sale, which is happening right now as we speak. The game is available for $7.49 on Steam, $6.99 on mobile, $2 off the season pass. So if you have friends who were playing the core game and were looking for an excuse to buy the season pass, now is the time. They get it for $2 off. And we're also selling the amazing soundtracks by Jean-Marc Giffen for basically $2 each. $1.95 for the core game soundtrack. Each of the expansion soundtracks. The ringtone pack also is $1.95 if you buy it from Candelabra.com. So go take a look at that stuff too. So, someone's asking, is it the green or blue that is the crazy train, or is it just the GCRTA in general? Yes, I take home either the blue line or the green line. Someone either knows Cleveland or did some sleuthing. There's 3 train lines in Cleveland. There's the red line, the blue line, and the green line. The red line goes mostly to the west side in the airport. I go to the green or the blue, depending on where I park, which is basically right by my house, is the green and the blue line. We have a question. Were the decks in the weekly game scripted? Depends on what you mean.
Talk about what that is first.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What's this little green button here? Weekly one-shot. You guys have all been playing the weekly one-shot. Oh, he's from Cleveland. Awesome. Yes, I live right on... I basically live a block from the green line. Garandor. And so that's what I take home. I take home either the blue line or the green line, depending on if I walked home or if I park on the blue line. All right, so weekly one-shot. Let's talk weekly one-shot. As you guys all noticed, last night we launched a new feature to the game. It's called the weekly one-shot. I'll open it up here so you can see it. And this is a weekly game that's designed basically all around getting you guys playing the game and talking. All playing the same game and talking about how you solved it. It is going to be a fixed game every week. It goes live at midnight GMT on Mondays/Tuesday. So basically, it's like Monday evenings Eastern time, and it will be a specific scenario that we set up. We do decide the villain, the environment, and the heroes, as well as the hero order, but we don't actually specifically script the decks. However, the default is that the game will use a fixed random seed. So, John, why don't you explain what that means?
Yeah, so what that means is we haven't gone through and said Baron Blade's going to play this, then he's going to play that, and your hands are going to be this and that. Whenever the game starts, it has a random seed. So if you have a pseudo-random number generator on computers, there's no such thing as true random numbers that you can programmatically generate. You have to get information about randomness from somewhere else, like from mouse movements or things like that, entropy. But pseudo-random number generators are handy because they seem random, but they return the same order every time if you start them off at the same place. So we start everyone's game off at the same place, so all the decks get shuffled in the same order, and everyone starts with the same tableau. Now, things can diverge. You know, if in one game you you get your deck shuffled with 10 cards in your trash, and someone else shuffles with 9 cards in their trash, that's going to start diverging what happens in the games.
Exactly.
And so you start at the same place and go from there. Basically, for this first game, I just tried a few random seeds and made sure that Baron Blade wasn't going to be horrible off the bat, so that it wasn't the worst possible kind of starting game. So in future games, we might do a little more, crafting of what goes on, but for this game, it was basically pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and so as John was saying, like, the default is that the games support a fixed random seed across everybody, which means that everybody starts from literally the exact same starting point, and then if your games diverge, it's because you made different decisions in your game. However, we do have the ability to not have a fixed random seed. So depending on how we go in the future, we may have games that don't have a fixed random seed, where everybody gets a completely random starting point. I don't know yet if that is something we will do or not. We tested both during testing, and a lot of people expressed a desire to keep the fixed random seed so that everybody was playing the same game, mainly just so that they could all have a conversation about, like, what is the optimum path through a specific game. And so that's cool. The goal behind this feature was to foster community. And so if that's what community wants, we're happy to keep it that way. But that being said, there may be scenarios in the future, one-shots that do not have a fixed random seed and therefore have complete randomness as John was explaining, not complete randomness, but not the same exact starting point for everybody who plays the game. But we haven't really gotten that far yet. There's only been one so far. So
exactly. Yeah, you can't really draw a pattern from one data point.
Exactly.
We're also planning to have scenarios that have to do with story elements from the comics and write-ups from Christopher and so on. So watch out for that in the future too.
So the chat is already calling for us to play the weekly one-shot and try and get a mint. If we have time for a second game, we will do that. But first things first, people, we need to play chrono-ranger tonight. That's what we're here to do. We're here to show off some Shattered Timelines. So we're going to be playing chrono-ranger, and I'm actually going to let my partner, John, my illustrious partner, John, play chrono-ranger today, because I've only played chrono-ranger now twice in testing. I don't really know that I'm good enough yet to show him off effectively. So let's make a custom game here and create game. All right, I am in Night Mist number 25, so join me in there, John. And let's see. So John was talking earlier about a good game that could show off chrono-ranger and how things could work together with chrono-ranger. So who should I choose hero-wise, you think, John?
So I think it would be good to choose heroes that can, help chrono-ranger draw more cards and play more cards and use more powers. So Jeremy, I think you should play the Argent Adept.
Ooh, I'm happy to play the Argent Adept. That's awesome.
And I will play the Super Scientific Tachyon.
And while you're telling me who, I'm going to pop open Chrono Ranger. So for those who have never seen Chrono Ranger before, his base power is Quick Shot. Chrono Ranger deals 1 target, 1 projectile damage. And if he is so unlucky as to become incapacitated, his incapacitated abilities, one player may play a card now, one player may... Close that. One player may use a power now, or one player may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage now. So there is the Chrono Ranger, and John's going to play him tonight. I agree with you. I think that Chrono Ranger, the chat is saying that Chrono Ranger should be right up my alley. I played him, like I said, I played him twice, and I've really dug how he plays so far. So in the future, I'm sure I will play him some more, and we can see how he fits with the Jeremy handle deal damage and all damage and only damage right now mode of play, and we will see.
He does a lot of that.
Evil Dice Monkey had tweeted earlier about that if I don't play the deal damage right now mode of Jeremy play, he will eat Jim's hat, which is one of Chrono Ranger's cards. All right, so what's a good second hero for me to play in this game? We've got Chrono Ranger, Argent Adept, Super Scientific Tachyon.
Yeah, Legacy would be good. Any Legacy, or perhaps Visionary or Night Mist, if we want to do
like
some
Visionary.
more support for
Let's do Visionary.
or
All
Jim.
Right. And who should we play against this evening? Chrono Rangers... why can't I go? There we go. All right, Chrono Rangers Nemesis might be a worthwhile game here. We got Plague Rat. As you saw in the trailer, Chrono Ranger gets pulled into the future, and his basic job, as Khan has tasked him with, is to go back in time and kill these beasts before they have a chance to take over the world. And Plague Rat is one of the first beasts that is going to become the sort of world overrunning beasties to take over. So let's play against Plague Rat. And environments, the two choices, I think, and we'll let the chat choose, I think, between these two. We could do Final Wasteland, which is where Chrono Ranger ends up and meets Khan, who tasks him with his Go Save the World plot. Or we could do Pike Industrial, which is kind of where Plague Rat hails from, essentially.
Well, or Silver Gulch.
Or Silver Gulch, which is where he comes from. So those are the three choices. We could do Final Wasteland, Pike Industrial, or Silver Gulch. We will let the chat decide. So we got one vote. Well, not vote. Exclamation mark.
All
vote.
kinds of votes for Final Wasteland.
Oh, everybody loves the Wasteland. All right. I think that tears it. So there it is. We got Plague Rat versus Chrono Ranger, Argent Adept, Super Scientific Tachyon, Visionary at the Final Wasteland. And there we have it. Tasty old meat. The damnable rat beast is back. It wants a piece of my shooting arm. All right, so let's talk. Plague Rat. So we've talked about Plague Rat before, but his basic gameplay is at the start of the villain turn. If all active heroes are infected, that's when he flips. Whenever a card named Infection is destroyed, Plague Rat deals each hero target 4 toxic damage. At the end of the villain turn, Plague Rat deals each hero target 1 irreducible melee damage. But, of course, Plague Rat's main mechanic, maybe not main mechanic, but one of his main mechanics is the Infection mechanic, which is when an Infection card comes out, as one just did, it infects one of the heroes, and then that hero deals themselves damage, but they also sometimes have their damage boosted by things like the Plague Locust. So, all right, who should be infected first, do we think?
Didn't you want to go through their hands like usual?
Yes, that's fine. I can do that. All right. Actually, if we're talking Chrono Ranger, let's take a look. So Chrono Ranger's mechanic is these bounties. That's his sort of unique mechanic. And the bounty cards are cards, they're ongoing cards that you play into play, and then you put underneath another card. And they have certain effects depending on how, on what they are. So he's got 2 already. Dead or Alive, which is at the start of your turn, Chrono Ranger regains 1 HP, and when the target leaves play, draw 1 card and destroy this card. He's also got Kill on Sight, which is when this target leaves play, draw 3 cards and destroy this card. He's also got Eye on the Prize. Chrono Ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage, draw a card, play a card. And Hunter and Hunted, which is an ongoing, increase damage dealt to and by Chrono Ranger by the number of bounty cards in play. And the power on that card is to destroy it.
That's a very dangerous card.
It looks like it. Argent starts with Drake's Pipes, Isildar's Horn, Inventive Preparation, and Vernal Sonata. Super Scientific Tachion's got a HUD Goggles, a Nimble Strike, Research Grant, and Supersonic Response. And Visionary starts with a Decoy Projection, a Mind Spike, a Prophetic Vision, and a Psychic Maelstrom.
All right. So he's not an advanced, but the Plague Locust will give a damage boost to all infected heroes.
Yeah.
So it'd be probably good to put it on chrono-ranger.
All right. Infect that chrono-ranger. And now here comes that
some nemesis bonus.
Irreducible damage. Yep, with some nemesis.
All right, so to start off, I think I'm going to go with Eye on the Prize, which will let me do some damage and then draw a card and play a card. Get another option. And that Nemesis bonus is going to be adding up quite a bit against Plague Rat with chrono-ranger.
Chrono-ranger draws Danny Boy, which is chrono-ranger deals up to X targets 2 fire damage each, where X equals the number of bounty cards in play.
So right now that's 0, so that power won't really do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put Dead or Alive out on Plague Rat, which will get me a little healing every turn. And then I'll shoot Plague Rat.
Just doing my job. Now let's go back and look at that real quick. So just doing my job comes out. That's a chrono-ranger card that is a one-shot. Each player may discard 1 card, then draw X cards, where X is the number of cards discarded this way. Chrono-ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. So this is a good way for the team to help boost Chrono-ranger if he ends up with no cards or otherwise needing some things to do.
Yeah,
all right.
Because when he gets his hat, he can play more cards than he can draw, so it's handy for him to have extra cards.
Yeah, so Inventive Preparation, not my favorite song.
Hey, it's a song.
It is a song. So, I mean, and Vernal Sonata seems early for a Vernal Sonata, so I'm going to go ahead and just get out Inventive Preparation and perform it.
Yeah, if you can get something to accompany the rhythm, I really like that song, so.
Yeah. All right, so let's just see what we got here.
Oh, the Toxic Dart. I want to keep
Neurotoxin Dart Thrower. Chrono-ranger deals 1 target, 1 toxic damage, reduced damage dealt by that target by 1 until the start of your next turn. Not a bad one.
It's not a pistol, but it's fancy.
Yes. The drum.
1 second, I'll be AFK a second.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've already got Drake's Pikes and Isildar's Horn. Neither of those are rhythm. I'm actually just going to go ahead and discard it because I feel like there's a good chance that I'll get some other way to get it back, and I'd rather see what else I can get. That brings us to Tachyon. As John said, he's AFK for 2 seconds. He's got a HUD Goggles. My guess is he's probably going to keep this on the top of his deck. Nope, he's already got one in hand, so he'll probably discard that. And Mass Levitation. I'm probably not going to use Mass Levitation, so I'm going to discard that.
I am back.
I did not mean to discard for you, John, but the AFK trigger.
I got back in time to also say yes.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. Yeah, it was a HUD Goggles, and you already had one, so.
That was correct. I'm going to play it.
Wonderful.
And Nimble Supersonic is actually not a bad play here because he did damage me. So I'm going to play that. And get the double damage.
Gotta love the double damage.
And let's experiment on chrono-ranger.
The double deuce.
Just as Khan did. Ooh.
All right, 2 one-shots. Let's take a look at them. We got Ranger's Mark. Put a bounty card into play from your trash. Chrono-ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. You don't have any in your trash, but at least you'll get to do a little bit of damage.
Not yet. We'll see. I might by the time the card gets played.
And then Chrono Ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. You may draw a card. You may play a card.
So I'm going to play that one first.
All right.
And there's my dart thrower.
Yep.
Yeah, how about just doing my job? Are you okay to discard a card?
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I can get rid of Psychic Maelstrom, I guess. Or Mind Spike, one of the damage dealers, and I'll get rid of one of the instruments.
Alright, I'm playing that then.
I guess I'll get rid of the pipes.
Alright, Visionary.
Get rid of my Maelstrom.
And yeah, I think I'm going to lose Hunter and Hunted. It's pretty dangerous, especially with infection.
Terrible Tech Strike. Yeah, he's drawing all kinds of cards.
And no bounties in my trash, but I can still deal damage.
Alright, we're going to get to the Visionary, but I'm going to go ahead and pop open Chrono Ranger to see some of the cards that he just drew. So we got a Terrible Tech Strike. Chrono Ranger deals 1 target, 2 melee damage. Chrono Ranger deals 1 target, 1 projectile damage. So that's a pretty good one. Did you draw another bounty?
The whole gang.
The whole gang. Alright, so the whole gang. When this target leaves play, you may destroy a target with 4 or fewer HP, then destroy this card. So that's a pretty interesting bounty. And then Sudden Contract, which is search your deck for a bounty card and put it into play, shuffle your deck. Chrono Ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. The cool thing, I agree with Evil Dice Monkey that Chrono Ranger is kind of right up my alley, because pretty much anything he does, it comes with a postscript of, and deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. Which I'm a big fan of, obviously.
The chat points out I could have discarded a bounty to put it into play, but I didn't realize that.
Ah, that's true. Alright, so let's see. Prophetic Vision is the environment. I could deal 3 damage to Plague Rat, or I could... I think I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the environment. So we got a Rat Beast, which is, interestingly enough, so this is one of those things that I don't know that we've seen this before. So the Rat Beast is actually a nemesis of Chrono Ranger. So if we get the Rat Beast, which is a cryptid, into play, that will also be the nemesis of Chrono Ranger. Then we've got the New Jersey Devil, as well as a Horrid Skunk Ape. Horrid Skunk Ape is 1 damage across everything. New Jersey Devil is 2 non-environment targets with the lowest HP, 3 fire damage each, and the Rat Beast is non-environment target with the second highest HP, 3 melee damage. What do we think? What's the best on the top? Probably a Rat Beast, actually.
Well, the Rat Beast is going to hit one of us. The New Jersey Devil will hit the Locust and one of us, and the Skunk Ape will hit everything for 1.
So probably, what do you think, the New Jersey Devil?
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, let's put that on top.
Easier to kill, too.
And who wants cards? I feel like Chrono
Ranger.
I mean, we can.
Tachyon could use more cards.
Yeah, and Arjunette could use cards too. He doesn't have a.
Well, he has Arcane Cadence.
He does have Arcane Cadence. All right, yeah. So let's do Tachyon. Nimble Strike and Hypersonic Assault. And Tachyon discards 1 of the Nimble Strikes. Yeah, now comes the New Jersey Devil that we just stacked. We're just going to hit the Plague Locust and me, the Argent Adept. For 3 fire damage. And another infection comes out. So let's see. We got Argent Adept, Tachyon, or Visionary.
Tachyon can take it. She'll use the damage boost.
Okie doke. And Plague Rat does his irreducible damage. And the cops are coming for John.
There's my 1 hit point. All right, I think it's time for a sudden contract.
I concur.
So I look at these bounties.
All right, so by any means, again, is the increased damage dealt to that target by 1. And when that target leaves play, destroy the card. No executions. When that target would be destroyed, put it on the bottom of its deck instead, then destroy that card. So that's an interesting choice. It basically keeps the target out of the trash in a case where you wouldn't want that. The ultimate target then is increased damage dealt by chrono-ranger to that target by 1. The first time that target deals damage each turn, you may use a power. So this was in one of my testing games. I was using this, and it was a very interesting thing because it basically ends up with chrono-ranger getting to deal lots of extra damage, which I like.
Yep. I'll go for ultimate target. It's pretty cool. And it has Plague Rat on it. So, and I'll put it on the New Jersey Devil, right? No. chrono-ranger is very good at doing lots of damage to one target. That's his forte.
Yep.
And then I will use my power.
Oh, so much damage. I'm just doing my job. Did we look at it just doing my job yet? I think we did.
We played it.
Yeah, that's right. We played it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to Arcane Cadence, because why wouldn't you? All right. So I got a Telemon's Lyra, Instrumental Conjuration, Syncopated Onslaught, another Instrumental Conjuration, and a Verse Sonata. Jeez. Okay.
To answer your rhetorical question, you wouldn't play Arcane Cadence when you have a card in hand that you'd rather play.
Right. All right.
Which does happen sometimes.
It does happen sometimes, sure. All right, so let's see here. Instrument, Syncopated Onslaught, or Vernal Sonata. I feel like Syncopated Onslaught is probably the one that's gonna.
Yeah, you could put that on chrono-ranger and Tachyon. That'd be awesome.
Like that's gonna be my play. So hand, top, bottom, trash. All right, so hand. I've already got one Vernal Sonata in hand.
For me, I always put Vernal Sonata in my hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna put. Since I already have one, I'm gonna put one Instrumental Conjuration in hand, and then I'm going to top Vernal Sonata.
The same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna bottom Instrumental Conjuration, trash Telemon's Lyra, and I'm gonna play Syncopated Onslaught, and then I'm gonna go ahead and perform in Syncopated Onslaught. And we definitely want one of them to be on chrono-ranger, and the other one, what do you think, Tachyon?
Yep, Tachyon.
Yeah.
She's gonna be. Well, it'll make her do more damage to herself, but that's okay.
And there's and there's another Vernal Sonata.
Because I can Hypersonic Assault, and Plague Rat won't be dealing any damage anymore.
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna use Nimble Strike, I think, though, to draw a card. There's a question about Nemesis icons in the chat. If you look in the rule book, what it says is any two cards that have the same icon deal +1 damage to one another.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're hero cards or villain cards or environment cards. If they have the icon, they deal damage to each other, bonus damage to each other. So that's all you need to know. Research grant. All right, Hypersonic Assault time. Thanks for the +1. Plague Locust can't deal damage.
Well, thank goodness.
All right, chrono-ranger, experiment time again. Have you been keeping track of what you're putting on the bottom of your deck for Argent Adept? Do you remember?
I
remember.
Okay.
I guess I'm the one who has to remember. It's a one-shot. So next time, put a one-shot in the bottom again.
All right.
I have to discard Jim's hat. Sadness.
Okay, so I could get out Demoralization. Start of your turn, Visionary deals each villain target 1 psychic damage.
That's not a bad play,
Yeah.
especially because she'll probably get infected, and then it'll be 2.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. So Demoralization, and then let's see what. So chrono-ranger has lots of cards. Argent Adept has 2 Vernal Sonatas and basically 2 instruments. Tachyon has...
Yeah, I mean, getting out the bell would be perfect for Argent Adept, so...
I'm 90% sure that's in my trash. No, it's not. It's actually in my deck. Okay, that was the drum I was thinking of. Okay, so... Oh, somebody wants to see Jim's hat, so let's take a look at Jim's hat real quick, which is in the trash now. Jim's hat. Equipment. You may play an additional card during your play phase. At the start of your turn, you may destroy a bounty card. That is Jim's hat. Yeah, alright, so, I'm happy with what Visionary has, so I could either, enlighten, Argent Adept or Tachyon? What do you think? Or chrono-ranger, of course, but...
I would go Tachyon or Visionary. Tachyon's always good, because she likes to
Tachyon's
discard
always
cards,
good.
so.
Lots of cards.
No burst cards to discard, but I can get rid of Research Grant.
Get the Abominable Snowman out.
You get some damage reduction and healing. It's just trying to slow us down.
Some healing on Plague Rat. Not useful for us, but that's okay. Let's see what Bestial Vitality says there. Reduce damage dealt to Plague Rat by 1. At the end of the villain turn, Plague Rat regains 3 HP. So that's... do we have any ongoing destruction?
Not at the moment, I don't think.
Not at the moment. Tachyon could have...
I mean, our team has lots. Each hero on the team has ongoing destruction, but we don't have
any
it right now.
Right now.
It's nothing major, though. It's just damage reduction by 1. We're blowing past that pretty well. What do I want to play? So that snowman is going to be hitting us. Probably chrono-ranger or the Argent Adept. But actually, Tachyon can hypersonic assault again. So I think I'm just going to wail on chrono-ranger, or wail on Plague Rat. So terrible tech strike. That's pretty solid.
It's hard to sneeze at 5 damage. Plus another 4 damage.
Plus another 4 damage.
Plus another 4 damage.
Ugvimes asked, is every card in this environment a target? Almost. I think. All but 2.
Yeah, so, yeah, the, well, all but 3, I think.
Is all but 3?
Yeah, because you got Khan's Bunker, Ancient Library, and Unforgiving Wasteland.
Right.
Yeah, so the Ancient Library, that allows heroes to draw cards. Khan's Bunker, that allows heroes to heal, both of which are at a cost of playing environment cards. But then, of course, there's Unforgiving Wasteland. And Unforgiving Wasteland is an interesting card because if that is in play, whenever an environment card... Whenever environment damage would cause a card to be destroyed, it actually gets removed from the game instead. I love using Unforgiving Wasteland against villains like the Chairman, specifically, to get like his underbosses out of the game entirely. Like that is like my favorite play against the Chairman right now.
But you have to be careful because you can make the game unwinnable.
That's true. That is true. You got to be careful because, like, you know, I especially play... I tend to play against Advanced Chairman in Final Wasteland, which means he only needs one underboss in the trash to flip over, and that works out pretty well for me. It's been good. It doesn't mean I always win, but I definitely enjoy that. So, all right. I was looking for, I believe, the bell, right?
Yeah, the bell will let you rock your rhythms.
Rock those rhythms. Draw the Alacritus Subdominant. And yeah, I have 2 rhythms. So I've got Inventive Preparation and Syncopated Onslaught. So let's see here. I assume we're performing Syncopated Onslaught and then accompanying Inventive Preparation.
That'd be good.
All right, so same as last time, chrono-ranger and Tachyon?
Sure.
Yeah, because, I mean, Visionary has a damage-dealing card, but she's not really a damage dealer by sort of, typically. And then...
So if chrono-ranger can play a card, I can play a bounty and then draw a whole bunch of cards on Tachyon's turn.
Yeah,
so
let's play you a bounty. Go for it.
I'm going to play Kill on Sight, and I'm going to play it on that New Jersey Devil who's going to get killed. So that will let me draw 3 cards. Tachyon hits herself, and I'm going to play a card to have her hit herself more.
New Jersey Devil goes away. Bounty destroyed. Which allows Chrono Ranger to draw 3 cards.
Right, and I guess I will go for Sonic Vortex. And I'm actually going to leave the Plague Locust alone because it's giving us a damage boost, and that's far overwhelming the negative, I think.
Vimes asks if we already chatted a bit about the weekly one-shot. We did. If we have time for a second game, yes, thank you, Mario Fanatic points out. It said if we have time for a second game, we will play the weekly one-shot and see how we do.
I told you they would want us to do that.
Yes, you did say that.
All right, let's play off of... I was like, let's play off of Plague Rat. Let's go off of Chrono Ranger. Discard.
Wah, wah.
Compounded Bow and Hunter and Hunted.
Let's take a look at that.
I have a displaced armory that lets me dig for any equipment, so...
And
no
there's
problem.
a Blinding Speed and a Plague of Foot. Before I do anything for Visionary, let's go take a look at that card that just came out for Chrono Ranger. Compounded Bow. Chrono Ranger deals 1 target, 1 projectile damage, and 1 damage a type of your choice. Very cool card. All right, so let's... Demoralization deals 1 damage to everything, so nothing there, and 1 to Plague Locust. Plague Locust. And let's see. I don't know that I need Decoy Projection. She still has over 20 hit points. I feel like I might just Mind Spike Plague Rat.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's funny, we got the ultimate target on him, but he hasn't been able to deal damage because of Tachyon. Should have played the other one where everyone gets a damage bonus. But maybe I'll just try to get that on my turn if I can.
Yeah. Argent Adab is rocking 3 Vernal Sonatas right now. All right, who wants Enlightenment? Tachyon or Visionary doesn't need it, so I feel like Tachyon's probably the best choice.
Sure. Tachyon's got lots of card play, but not a lot of cards. The Visionary wouldn't be a bad choice either. Cool. I'm going to discard, I think, Accelerated Assault. Cool. Ugvimes is going to make a story of the fight from this week's one-shot.
Yeah, that is awesome. At least one other person I saw online had mentioned that, and I think that is so awesome. Like, especially given that this particular one-shot is a fixed random seed, people can compare notes in terms of how the various card plays played out, but that also makes it a little bit easier even for people to plan out the story of how a battle went out. Because you know that it's going to be somewhat similar across people, so you can say sort of, the Freedom 4, or I guess the alternate Freedom 4, sort of prepped for the battle in a specific way. So, I'd love to read it.
I'm going to get out my hat with Displaced Armory, which will let me play another card. And then there's the Rider, deal 1 projectile damage. All right.
So people are having an issue. It seems like that they're not having sound. We have not muted anything. According to my streaming software, audio is going out. So
Yeah, well, I think most people are fine.
yeah.
And I'm going to get out the other bounty that does +1 damage for everyone against chrono-ranger, or against chrono-ranger, against plague rat. Sudden contract. By any means.
By any means. We got lots of bounties on that guy.
We're having scroll bars on our damage modifier list.
Nice. All right.
So Morph, having problems, says the in-laws have the next thing above dial-up, so that's not surprising then.
IDSN connection? Very
Yes,
nice.
so.
All right, so my only song I've got is Alacritus Subdominant. It's a harmony. One player may play one card now or use a power, and if I do, destroy this card. Which I could use that with Zoo's Bell.
You could do Syncopated Onslaught twice.
Yeah. I could. Yeah. I kind of like that idea, especially because I feel like none of us are at the point where, I mean, unless there's something specific that you want to go diving for, I don't know that there's anything we really need Vernal Sonata for. We definitely don't need it for the hit points.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine.
That's what I'm going to do then. All right, so let's Syncopated Onslaught. And we'll hit chrono-ranger. And Tachyon again, I assume?
Maybe the Visionary.
Oh, yeah, because she's got, what's it called?
Yeah, Tachyon's hitting herself a lot this turn, so...
Alright, so I'll do Visionary with the first one. And then let's do Alacritus Subdominant. And which will allow me to vocalize the Syncopated Onslaught again. And so we'll double Syncopated Onslaught chrono-ranger.
And may as well do it to Visionary again, too.
Alright.
Because you have a damaging card you can play.
That's true. It's going to end up killing the Plague Locust.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think I'll take Pushing Limits once. And I can play Fleet of Foot.
Temporal Grenade. I was playing that card earlier. I liked it a lot.
Twist the Ether. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that Bestial Vitality. And I can still play 2 more cards. I think I'm going to hold on to that Blinding Speed.
Yeah, I mean, neither of those environment cards is doing too much damage to us, so...
Yeah. I still haven't seen any of my Light Speed Barrages. I don't know if Plague Rat was going to last long enough to find one. Alright, experiment on Chrono-Ranger again.
Hey! Yeah. Alright, we got a Just Doing My Job and
awesome.
an Eyes on the Prize.
Alright, I think I'll play Just Doing My Job first. And we can do our discards. And I'll have more options for the other card. I wonder if we can, like, one-shot Plague Rat now. I think I'm going to discard Danny Boy. I want the Masada, but I guess I can look for it.
There's Masada. All right, so I'm gonna read off what we got there real quick after this is done. 7 damage. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Another 7 damage. All right, before we go into that, I want to go in real quick and read. So bounty board, let's read that. Bounty board. Move all bounty cards from your trash into your hand. Chrono-ranger will deal 1 target. 1 projectile damage, as we know. Displaced armory. Search your deck or trash for an equipment card and put it into play. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. Chrono-ranger may deal. What? Let's say it with me. Chrono-ranger may deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. And then what was the other one that just came in that we hadn't seen before?
The Masada.
Oh yes, Masada. Oh, and Temporal Grenade. So Masada, Chrono-ranger deals 1 target X irreducible energy damage, where X is the number of bounty cards in play. That is an awesome card, especially if you've been playing the bounties. And then Temporal Grenade, up to 3 targets, 1 energy damage each, and you may destroy 1 ongoing or environment card, which is an awesome combination.
Yeah, I'm just going to win the game now with terrible text.
Go right ahead.
And that is how awesome Chrono-ranger can be.
Yes. Well done. Oh, what? It's not going to let you draw all the cards from all those bounties? There it is. So that is your first look at Chrono-ranger. Obviously a very damage-heavy hero. I have only played him twice before, digitally. I played him once physically at PAX a few years ago. And so I've been trying to learn him now that he's available in the video game, so that I can do my super damage stuff that I like to do. But a really good example of how to play Chrono-ranger well against his nemesis, the Plague Rat. And there you have it. For anybody who missed it up front, the Chrono-ranger trailer, aka the Shattered Timelines trailer, will be available on YouTube basically as soon as this. In fact, here we go. Publish. Public, boom. It's available on YouTube now, but it'll be going out publicly in a tweet when we're done with the stream this evening. But it sounds like we have room